Morning, Jimmy Krotov speaking. Um, During the last days, Ukrainian army victoriously, um, how to say it, push out Russian army from Ukraine. Am I glad? Well, sure. I prefer Russian army to be annihilated at all, and Russia to become a completely disarmed country, completely neutral, more neutral than Switzerland, because without an army, this is not neutrality, this is just freedom from arms, farewell to any arms, and first of all, H bomb. Uh, but what bothers me is, for example, Ukrainians announced that they've took as prisoners of war 200 Russian teachers who've been inserted in Ukraine in the occupied lands by Russian power to teach Russian, to Russify Ukrainians. 200 Russian teachers. And Ukrainians said that beforehand, on the previous stage of war, Russians took as prisoners of war 40 Ukrainian teachers from these regions. So now they are going to make a change. Russian teachers instead of Ukrainian teachers. What bothers me is that when Russian authorities expatriated, deported, incarcerated, I think the best term, 40 Ukrainian teachers, it was the crime. It was the rude violation of any laws of war, of all conventions from Geneva and so on and so forth. But when Ukrainians took as prisoners of war these 200 Russian teachers, it was not better. It was the same crime. And the main principle of justice, of logic, is that the sin of my enemy, the crime of another one, doesn't justify my own crime, my own crime. Russian soldiers are criminals, so now Ukrainian soldiers are criminals. This is most tragic in the war, in any war, because victory is something like a shadow. Remember the tale of Hans Andersen, The Shadow, how a teacher princess sent his shadow to the princess's room, and the shadow loved princess, and the shadow became the husband of the princess and ordered to kill the teacher because the shadow wanted to be the only one real person, and the shadow became. So when Ukrainians opposed Russian aggression, their activities, their actions were only the shadow of the Russian activity. And now this shadow became larger than Russian crimes. Because victory, we are overcoming. And as the result, I'm afraid that Ukraine will become poisoned by the same poison of hate, revenge, militarism, nationalism. Instead of Russification, it will be Ukrainianification, as Russia. This is why war is something in which you must not participate. You can win. What will be the result? America won in the Second World War. and at the first as well. And as the result, America completely changed. It is no more the country of the Monroe's Doctrine, country which wants to be encapsulated. Now it's the country which consciously wants to be the planet's policeman. And the result? Whether the world became better? Iran, Vietnam, Afghanistan, Northern Korea, China, Russia, Iraq? Better? No. And worst of all, America. Did she become better? The more victories, the worse for the victor. Jimmy Carrot of Moscow. Bye.